In this video, I will be going over the requirements and the steps for getting a US Fiancé Visa, as well as some tips that I'm sure will be helpful and a warning. May isang in-interview na malapit sa akin. Yung case niya was very weird and parang gumagawa lang siya ng story. So yung consular officer, ang daming follow-up questions para lang mabungkal yung katotohanan. If you're one of those who think the interview with the US consular officer at the US Embassy is the hardest part, you are wrong. Aloha and Mabuhay everyone, this is again your Kuya Joe, and welcome to another video. In this video, I am going to talk about how I get a visa to the United States. Whenever somebody asks me, how did I get to the US, my quick answer was always, my then fiancé petitioned me and then I applied for a fiancé visa. But I always want to know more, kaya naman I thought, why not make a video about my experience and at the same time, help those who are thinking of getting a fiancé visa. So, if you want to hear about my experience getting that visa and what I learned from that experience, just stay tuned because in this video, I will be going over the requirements and the steps for getting a US Fiancé Visa, as well as some tips that I'm sure will be helpful and a warning. Just a hint para dun sa mga mag-apply for US Fiancé Visa, if you're one of those who think the interview with the US consular officer at the US Embassy is the hardest part, you are wrong. And if you want to know why, just keep on watching because I'm going to share it with you in a bit. US Fiancé Visa has the same benefit for any gender. It doesn't matter if you're a girl, boy, bakla, or tomboy. Kahit pa yung pakakasalan mo is same gender as you, like what I did, you're welcome to apply kasi same-sex marriage is legal in the United States. Well, at least when I was filming this. Let me just remind you that I am not an immigration lawyer. I am just sharing what I learned and what I want other people to know from my own experience. If you're filing an application, know that your case is different from my case and the information I will be sharing may have changed already. So please visit the US Embassy Philippines website and read about fiancé visa application. Don't make decisions based on what I shared because again, I am not a lawyer. If you want legal immigration advice, go to an immigration lawyer. Before we go further, alamin muna natin kung ano ba itong fiancé visa, kailan ka dapat mag-apply at kung saan. So, what is a fiancé visa? Ang fiancé visa, also known as K-1 visa, is for non-US citizen fiancé of a US citizen. Ito yung visa na kukunin mo, the non-US citizen, if gusto mong pumunta sa US to get married with your American fiancé. When you enter the United States with this type of visa, you must get married within 90 days of your arrival. Fiancé visa is a non-immigrant visa, but after you get married to your US citizen fiancé, you can apply for adjustment of status to become a lawful permanent resident. Pag na-approve yung adjustment of status mo, you'll be given a permanent resident card or yung tinatawag na green card. In my case, kahit nag-expire na yung fiancé visa ko, it's okay for me to stay in the US kasi I filed an adjustment of status after I get married and I was just waiting for my green card. Kailan ka dapat mag-apply? You can apply for a fiancé visa if you and your fiancé are both ready and eligible to get married. Eligible, ibig sabihin, pareho kayong single and legal to get married in the United States. If previously married, dapat legally separated kayo from your previous spouse or spouses. Also, dapat nagbita kayo ng fiancé mo in person within the past 2 years before ka mag-apply for this type of visa. Hindi ka pwede mag-apply for a fiancé visa if hindi pa kayo nag-meet. But also check with the US Embassy Philippines website kasi may mga exceptions and baka may mga changes na I am currently not aware about. Saan ka mag-a-apply for this visa? The filing of application is online. Punta ka lang sa US Embassy Manila website, then follow the instructions. But you need to appear in person for a visa interview with the US consular officer at the US Embassy in Manila. Also, there is a specific place where you should get your medical exam and that is also located in Manila. Now for the requirements. Yung fiancé mo, may mga gagawin din siya, may mga forms siya na kailangan i-fill up. Let me just mention na these requirements that I'm about to share, ito yung mga requirements on your end. Ito yung ikaw yung magko-comply. And itong mga requirements na ito, dapat dala mo for your fiancé visa interview. Number 1, a passport valid for travel. Huwag po yung expired or pa-expire na. Make sure na yung passport mo is valid for 6 months after ng intended mo na stay sa US. Next is birth certificate. Dapat PSA certified. If you're like me na ayaw pumila para kumuha ng birth certificate or malayo sa inyo yung PSA office, you can request for it online and have it delivered sa address mo. Next is Senomar or Certificate of No Marriage. Of course, to prove na single ka. Same with the birth certificate, pwede mo din itong i-request online, i-deliver lang din sa address mo. Divorce or death certificate of any previous spouse for both you and your US citizen fiancé. If ikaw, widow ka, make sure na may death certificate ka na dati mo na asawa. Same thing for your fiancé na US citizen. Make sure na may copy ka ng death certificate nung dati niyang asawa or divorce papers if divorced siya. You don't need to have the original, just a copy. NBI clearance, kailangan mo din kumuha nito. Pero before ka pa makakuha nito, kailangan mo munang kumuha ng barangay clearance at police clearance. Next is dalawang 2x2 photographs. It should be recent, taken no longer than 6 months ago. Dapat colored, tapos yung background is white. Dapat nakatingin ka sa camera, hindi naka-side view or nakasakit ulo pose. Bawal umaura. Dapat neutral yung smile, Mona Lisa smile lang dapat. Dapat yung suot mo is casual lang din, like polo shirt, huwag kang mag-tuxedo or ball gown. Again, huwag umaura sa ID picture, casual lang. Next is payment of fees. Of course, you need to pay the necessary fees. Before ka pa makapag-schedule ng interview appointment, dapat nabayaran mo na yung visa processing fee. Next requirement is completed DS-160 online non-immigrant visa application form. Ito yung form na fill upan mo pag mag-a-apply ka ng fiancé visa. Electronic lang siya, kaya online mo lang siya pwedeng gawin. Medical examination. Yes, medical exam is part of the requirements and hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa interview if hindi ka pa tapos magpa-medical exam, but hindi ka din pwedeng magpa-medical exam if wala ka pang visa interview appointment. This one, kailangan mong planuhin ng mabuti. When you schedule your visa interview appointment, keep in mind that you should give yourself enough time to do your medical exam. Madali lang naman yung medical exam. Yung sa akin, 1 day lang, tapos na. Make sure you check with the US Embassy Philippines website kung saan ka dapat pumunta for medical exam. Yung sa akin, I went to St. Luke's Medical Center Extension ata yun. Medyo malapit lang din sa US Embassy Manila. Evidence of relationship with your US citizen fiancé. This one, very important. You need to have all the evidence you can present to the US consular officer as a proof na totoo talaga yung relationship ninyo. Kaya mag-print ka ng chat ninyo ng fiancé mo, damihan mo, emails, pictures nyo together, yung halatang close kayo, pero wag naman yung super intimate. Yung chat, importante talaga yon. I-screenshot mo yung chat, tapos i-print mo kahit 4 na screenshot sa isang page. Okay lang yun as long as mababasa pa rin yung chat. Pictures na engagement ring ninyo, receipt ng engagement ring, yung engravings, mga ganun. Basta any evidence to prove na totoo yung relationship ninyo ng fiancé mo. Yung sa akin, konti lang yung dala kong photos, mga 10 lang. Sa chat ako medyo bumawi. Those are the requirements. Now let's move on to the steps. There are 4 steps to apply for a fiancé visa. First step, file a petition. This one, actually, hindi ikaw ang gagawa. Your US citizen fiancé must file the petition and you just wait until it gets approved. Second step, pay the fees. Third, submit a non-immigrant visa application online and schedule a visa interview appointment. Fourth, go to the interview. Let's expand each step. First step, US citizen fiancé must file a petition and affidavit of support. This step is for your US citizen fiancé to fill up necessary forms and provide documents that is asked for the petition. The forms and instructions can be found at the USCIS website. Once the petition is approved, you will receive a mail from the US Embassy in Manila with a notice na pwede ka na mag-apply for a K1 visa, a piece of document with important information that you will need for your K1 visa application, and a copy of the petition form na final ng US citizen mo na fiancé. With this one, after ma-file ng fiancé mo yung petition, you just have to be patient. Don't think about it every day kasi the more you think about it, the more parang ang tagal. Just get yourself busy, focus on your work, or asikasuhin mo yung requirements na kailangan mong kunin. Yan yung first step. US citizen must file a petition and affidavit of support. Second step, pay the processing fee. Kailangan mong i-print yung deposit slip from the website. Make sure you print the right deposit slip kasi kung maling deposit slip yung pinrint mo, you will pay the wrong processing fee and you cannot move on to the next step. Babayaran mo yung processing fee sa bank. I paid mine sa RCBC. Just follow the step na nandun sa ipiprint mong deposit slip. Tapos wag mong walain yung copy mo kasi kailangan mo yun for the next step. This step is very simple. You just have to pay the fee. Third step, After paying the processing fee, complete your DS-160 form. Yung DS-160 form, yun yung form na kailangan mong isubmit pag mag-a-apply ka ng non-immigrant visa. And again, K-1 visa is considered non-immigrant visa. Medyo mahaba yung DS-160 form, kaya expect to spend some time with it. Dapat din meron ka ng passport when you fill out this form kasi kailangan yung passport details mo for this one. Pati na yung ibang information na nandun sa document na sinend sa'yo ng US Embassy. For this form, you will also need to upload an ID picture. What I did was, before pa ako nag-fill up ng DS-160 ko, nagpa-ID na ako, then humingi ako ng soft copy ng ID ko, then yun yung in-upload ko. Yung DS-160 form is para na siyang interview actually kasi ang daming tanong, madaming information na kailangan, and you might need to communicate with your fiancé for the other parts na kailangan mong i-fill up. Make sure you fill out everything. Don't leave an area blank or don't skip some areas just because you don't feel like answering it. Tsaka dapat lahat ng nilagay mo sa form is totoo, tama at walang mali. Kasi if you make a mistake, hindi mo rin makokorek pag nasabit mo na yung form. I think I spent almost 3 hours to finish this form kasi yung ibang information, I didn't have it with me kaya kinangailangan ko pang magkuhay ng info sa mga papeles ko na nasa baul. So just be ready for that. After you fill out the form, you will have a chance to review it. Again, make sure everything is filled out correctly and truthfully before you submit. After mo masubmit, print it. After you submit and print your DS-160 form, you can schedule an interview appointment with the US Consular Officer na kaagad. May mga dates and time slots na pwede mong i-take. Pili ka lang dun sa calendar nila, tapos pag nakapili ka na ng schedule, print a copy of your interview schedule kasi kailangan mo yun for your interview day. And that is the third step. I hope you're taking notes. Fourth step, go to the interview. I know a lot of people are scared of this part, the interview with the US Consular Officer. But I am telling you right now, don't stress about it kasi all you have to do is show up, follow the instructions at the embassy kasi from pila pa lang to after the interview, may mga instructions silang ibibigay na sobrang simple kahit elementary students kayang i-follow, and then answer the questions truthfully. That's it. There's nothing hard about it. Show up, follow the instructions, and answer the questions truthfully. Huwag mong pahirapan yung sarili mo by stressing about it. Yes, US Consular Officer yung mag-i-interview sa'yo, but they're not going to bite you. Huwag mo din isipin na baka tanungin ka ng mahirap na tanong or baka yung mag-interview sa'yo is suplada at mataray or mainitin ang ulo. No, the consular officers are fair. Nung in-interview ako, napaka-basic lang nung mga tanong like, what is your name? What is your fiance's name? Are you married? Was your fiancé married before? What is your work? Saan kayo nag-meet ng fiancé mo? Mga ganun lang. Again, don't stress about the interview kasi hindi po siya mahirap. I've been there. Yung English ko pa dati is very limited pero hindi ako nahirapan. Pero gusto ko lang i-chika yung na-experience ko during my interview. Kasi pag malapit na yung turn mo to be interviewed, pipila kayo, while nasa pila, minsan maririnig mo yung ibang in-interview. May isang in-interview na malapit sa akin. Yung case was very weird and parang gumagawa lang siya ng story. Now, I don't know if her story was real or not, but I remembered my reaction was, OMG. It seems like she's just making up stories and it seems like peke yung relationship niya with a US citizen. So yung consular officer, ang daming follow-up questions para lang mabungkal yung katotohanan. Tapos I remembered nung may sinabi yung in-interview na sobrang hindi ka panipaniwala. Sinabi talaga ng US Consular Officer na, Ma'am, let me just remind you that you are under an oath to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So, lesson here is don't make up stories. And by the way, you will take an oath to tell the truth and nothing but the truth during your visa interview. So, don't make up shit. If you don't know the answer to the question, just say, I don't know. Do not make up some stories and don't lie, okay? Let me just repeat the fourth step. Go to the interview, follow the instructions, answer the questions truthfully. Very, very easy. So, what is the hardest part? In my opinion, based on my experience, the hardest part when applying for a US Fiancé Visa is filling out the forms. Kasi medyo madami yung kailangan na information. Make sure you follow the instructions very well, and again, don't skip any parts of the form just because you don't feel like answering them. The other hard part is gathering all the requirements. Don't waste your time. Kunin mo na kagad yung mga requirements na pwede mo nang kunin. Don't wait until the last minute. Based on my experience, some of the requirements I thought one day ko lang makukuha, pero hindi. Kasi ang nangyari, para akong bola na pinasa-pasa in between offices. Yung NBI, pag na-hit ka, you have to wait weeks bago mo makuha yung clearance. Kaya asikasuhin mo na kagad yung requirements na kaya mo nang kunin. As I have mentioned earlier, I will be giving some helpful tips, and so here they are. Tip number 1, have a list of all your addresses in the past 5 years. When we were filling out some forms, there was a form na kailangan yung addresses ng lahat ng tinirahan namin in the past 5 years. In my case, it was hard kasi ang dami kong nilipatan, so I had to recall every places I lived for the past 5 years when we fill out the forms. Pati dates from when to when, so just be aware of that. Tip number 2, take lots of pictures with your fiancé. When your fiancé visits you, damihan mo na yung pictures niyo together. Yung sa akin, hindi madami yung pictures namin ng that fiancé ko, but I wished I had more para mas madaming evidence. If you can capture sweet moments, that's good. Capture as many photos as you can. Number 3, gather all the requirements as soon as possible. Don't wait until the last minute. Tip number 4, during the interview, only answer what is asked. When the US consular officer asks you a question, only answer that question. Say for example, tinanong ka, what is your name? Sabihin mo lang, my name is first name, second name. Pag tinanong ka, what is your occupation? Answer directly like, I'm a factory worker for XYZ company. Ganun lang. Don't answer the question with too much information. Tip number 5, practice answering possible fiancé visa interview questions. You can find them online. You can Google possible fiancé visa interview questions. Tapos you can print the questions and practice answering them para during the interview, pag may tinanong yung US consular officer na na-practice mo na, alam mo na kagad ano isasagot. Hindi naman sa gusto ng consular officer dapat may sagot ka kaagad after ng tanong. They will let you take your time. Practice answering the possible questions para lang mas confident ka. It will help you feel more confident. Tip number 6, arrive at the US Embassy early. If your interview appointment is 8:30 a.m., dapat 6 a.m. pa lang nandun ka na kasi madami ang kumukuha ng visa, mahaba ang pila, kaya arrive early. Tip number 7, get good rest. Sleep early the night before your interview. Don't stress about it. I know, paulit-ulit ko na sinasabi to, but I've been there. I know how it is. Ang kalaban mo during this time is sarili mo kasi ang dami mong maiisip na what if ganito, what if ganyan. Clear your mind, meditate, get a good sleep. Tingnan mo, after your interview, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, tama nga si Kuya Joe, hindi mahirap yung fiancé visa interview. Warning / who should not apply. If your relationship with a US citizen is not real and you're just doing this because you're using him or her as your ticket to the United States, don't apply for this visa because they are more likely to know your intention and you are more likely to get in trouble and get banned from entering the United States. Now, after saying that, you're worried kasi yung US citizen mo na fiancé is older than you or a lot older than you are. Tapos iniisip mo na baka isipin ng consular officer hindi totoo yung relationship ninyo. Don't worry as long as your relationship is real kasi they know how to spot real and fake cases. Alright, I hope may natutunan kayo from this video. I hope by now you have an idea about what to expect and what you should be doing for your fiancé visa application. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button. If you have any questions about this, leave it in the comment section below and I will answer your questions as soon as I can. But again, I am not an immigration lawyer. I can only share with you what I learned from my experience. So it is still very important that you go to the website where you apply for a K1 visa kasi they have all the information you need for K1 visa processing and they might have changes that I am not aware about. Also, after your interview, please let me know in the comment section below how was it because I want to hear about your experience. Again, this is your Kuya Joe. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you all in the next video.